Shalom, 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 Yasha'Allah, shalom, shalom, shalom. It's your brother, Honor, representing Warriors for Yahushua Michigan Camp. Before we start off, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to. Let's turn to the east. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Hashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles who bring millstone and rule what I teach what I taught the truth. And the hearty shalom to all Akim and Akbar tuning in. Shalom. All right, now today's lesson is going into W4YMI, Michigan. The plagues are here. All right, the plagues are here. Yahweh Yahushua is judging on the great, which is America. You can clearly see it, man. This place is on its way out. All right, the people are divided. The dollar's crashing. You know, all different type of things that's playing out as far as sicknesses, diseases, World War III talk. You know, chip talk, everything is right around the corner, man. If not already here, okay, it just ain't hit yet. But soon you're gonna see people lining up to take the chip. You know, that Neuralink, which is the mark of the beast. You know, the MOTB, which you are not supposed to take, man. If you take it, you're gonna eat a nuclear missile. All right, according to scriptures. Let's get that real quick. All right, you know, because Esau Edom, he gonna want everybody to take this mark, you know. So I'm gonna get this scripture real quick. See if I can find it. All right. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of people lining up to take this mark, that MOT, because it's gonna be the new ID. It's gonna be the new currency, okay? Because the dollar's gonna crash. It's gonna be your information as far as records, okay? It's going to everything in one, okay? Esau Edom is going to phase out the old world, the old society, the old ways of people using cash or people being able to, you know, do things non-digitally. But now Esau Edom is setting up that system, the so-called white man. Esau Edom, okay, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, the 1%, the Amalek, you know, the Ish people, the Ish families, they're trying to set up the Project 2025, Agenda 2030, you know, all these different agendas to push a digital ID, to push a digital system to where it's a system, all right, to where everybody's lining up to take that chip, all right, where they're going to be tracked, surveillance, and it's going to be a total a dictatorship, man, basically. All right, so let me get this scripture real quick and go into it. All right, so it's a Revelation chapter. Dang. All right, Revelations 13 and 16. He calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, Edom, so-called white man, he's going to try to get everybody to take this chip. It says that no man might buy or sell, says that he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So this is going to be the new thing. You know, people going to be lining up to take that, man. And you can clearly see it, man. You got this man Trump doing this. Let me see if I can get it. Pull it up real quick. Look at this, man. This
$100 bill.
Well, it's going to be on.
Signature will be on $100 bill.
Well, it's going to be on all the currency for the 250th.
Everything.
Yes. So that as Treasury Secretary, I only have two mandates. The currency has to say "In God We Trust" somewhere on it, and there cannot be a image of a living person. But
and what God they talk about? You know, they're not talking about the one who called God, Yahweh and his son Yahushua. No, they're talking about a different God, you know. Their God is money, you know, the spiritual demon.
A coin coming out with his image on
will be on $100 bill.
Well, it's going to be on all the currency for the 250th.
Everything.
Yes. So that as Treasury Secretary, I only have two mandates. The currency has to say "In God We Trust" somewhere on it, and there cannot be a image of a living person. But we have the president's signature, which again, I think it is appropriate for the 250th. During the 150th.
This man Trump is so proud. Like you can see this, man. He literally got his signature on all the money now. All right, on the coins, he got his face. Let me grab this scripture. This is Obadiah chapter 1. We can get it from 3. It says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, though thou dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?" So you look at these different buildings, these skyscrapers, all right, these rich elites on the left hand side. These people that print the money, the people that make the laws, that set up all these different things. They showing you, man, what they about to do. All right. So it says, "I was exalt thyself as an eagle, and though thy set thy nest among the stars." Let's talk about like NASA, spaceships or whatever. So thence will I bring thee down, said the Lord. So you can clearly see, man, that this society is on its way up, man.
Dollar bill.
Well, it's going to be on.
How about a 4-day school week? It could be in the future for some Indiana schools. We know how Everett feels about this one. Under a new state law, districts can apply for this shorter schedule.
And school is over. I think like a few years ago, everybody used to say like, if you still going to college or if you still trying to get degrees or, bachelor's, master's, a lot of people are saying that that's so dumb. All right? Why is they saying that's dumb? Because a lot of different jobs, they don't even require these things. I remember during like the shutdown when it was like the C-19 and everything, you had a lot of different people that was getting hired. They didn't even have the right requirements. All right, just because it was just so much of a shortage, So 4-day weekend, man. 4-day week for children, to go to school. And it just goes to show you, man, they don't care about the education. They're dumbing the whole society down. That's why you got the music and stuff. You got people like Georgiana, who the hell else, Kodak, whatever. You have a lot of these different rappers. They're endorsed to push, all these different things behind closed doors. Saying, do this, that, and the music just dumb you down. But that's the society that we live in. They don't want you to be the CEO. They want you to be a worker bee.
Sign is apparently getting worse. Let's get it. So the infection that causes people to have explosive watery diarrhea come flying out of their behind is apparently getting worse. Let's get into it. So by now you probably heard of Cyclospora, which is an infectious parasite that is getting on raw fruits and vegetables, and it's infected 1,500 people so far. Right now, experts have not located a source of the infection, although I did see an article that says they're trying to pinpoint it down to leafy greens and lettuces, and then they threw Taco Bell's name in the mix. Make sure y'all stand in the gap for Taco Bell, the food, not the corporation. Anyway, and what I'm saying is that this is something that can't necessarily be washed off, especially when you have fruits like raspberries that have all these crevices in them. It's near impossible to kind of wash that virus off, right? And then in addition to that, they're saying things like broccoli, things like leafy greens, things like strawberries, blueberries are also impacted as well because they are raw fruits and vegetables. And right now, there's no solution. There are some experts saying avoid raw fruits and vegetables for a couple of weeks. There's some people that are saying you can heat it. Either way, what we really need to be doing is listening to the infectious disease expert on this one. So the infection that causes people to have explosive water diarrhea come flying out of their behind is apparently getting worse.
The reason I'm stopping you is for the
Concerns over a growing outbreak of a severe gastrointestinal illness. It's caused by a parasite. Now, it's suspected that the source may be lettuce or salad greens. According to the CDC, at least 31 states have reported cases linked to the parasite, cyclosporiasis. Michigan has been particularly hard hit with more than 2,600 suspected cases. Experts say the best way to prevent getting sick is to wash all fruits and vegetables before cutting, cooking, or eating them.
And we just watched a video where they said it don't matter if you wash it or not. So that's how you know, like, a lot of people like are dumbed down. Like, literally, they just said you can't wash it off. Then this other one, oh yeah, go ahead, wash it off, whatever. This whatever is going around, it's got to be something that's manufactured or put together. Like, I don't think it's like nothing natural because it's like, this shit just came out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden it's only attacking, fruits, vegetables, healthy shit. So it just goes to show you, that society, man, is crazy, man. Let me grab this scripture real quick. So yeah, man, like a lot of people are getting hit with this, and like I said, it's one of the plagues, that the Lord is releasing out, to let that we're getting close to that time. So this is Ezekiel 9 and 10. It says, "And the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them." So literally, this place, the food is already like GMO. A lot of stuff is fake. A lot of this stuff it's not good for you. You every single where you go, you got McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell. You see the lady, she just said, it could have originated for Taco Bell, whatever. But a lot of these places are super bad for you, man. Right? So let me grab this. This is man, I'm gonna get it from 17. It says, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine, plague, and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. So literally, the reason things like this be happening is because it's like one of the ways that the Lord judged people for being wicked. Just like this, the dude that was shot during the ice, man, it could be judgment. It could be, just these people coming after us. Because a lot of these ICE agents, it's going to be even pushed even more. Right now, people not really, you hearing things, you seeing things about ICE, but it's all going to heat up even more, But yeah, man, this man Trump, man, he's funny. Let me see if I can.
We would be guarding straight when we basically don't take anything. We don't need the oil at all. And put that out yesterday. We've been doing it for many, many years. It was never fair to me that we would be guarding the strait when we basically don't take anything. We don't need the oil. And it wasn't important for us, but it was important for our allies. It was important for people that we get along with very well, including the major Gulf state countries. So I put it out yesterday. I thought it was good. I was called by different people, different countries, kings and emirs and all of the people that we all know and we all love. And they've been strong partners. And they said, we'd love to do it a different way. We'd love.
But I don't know, man. I ain't gonna lie. Trump is the biggest, he's the biggest manipulator ever. Real talk, he be having everybody falling for this crap. But you clearly hear him say we don't need the oil or whatever, the Strait of Hormuz. When it was cut down, you had gas exceed all the way up $2. It jumped from $2 something to all the way up to $4 or more. Sometimes it was almost $5. But like I said, Trump, man, I don't really got a problem with Trump. Trump is doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. A lot of people get mad at Trump, say, oh, Trump's doing this, he's doing that. He's doing what he's supposed to do according to prophecy. Okay, but if we don't get the oil from the Strait of Hormuz, the gas prices are just going to keep getting worse. Let's see if I can pull it up. Because the economy is completely trashed. All right, look at this, man. Let me see if I can pull it up. Right there. This is what the Strait of Hormuz is doing. It's not really affecting things. It's affecting things. All right. It says 99-year-old convenience store chain closes 645 stores. All right. People are going to begin to feel that. Family Dollar stores are closing all of the shuttered locations for 2026. So you about to start seeing all these Family Dollars close up. Let me see what else we got. Papa Murphy stores closing nationwide. Why are all these stores closing? Okay, something big is about to happen. Local jewelry store announces closures after 5 decades. Damn. All right. Apple is permanently closing 3 U.S. stores this month. All right, so Sony is closing the PS3 and Vita digital stores. We've seen that. Panera Bread store closures. See a list of shuttered locations as the fast casual chart. 2026 growth. All right, so you have a whole bunch of stores. 7-Eleven outlines store closures strategy as North America all gains traction. So North America is going through it. All right. And a lot of people not speaking on it. A lot of people probably don't even know that this is happening. IKEA closing South Charlotte store. All right, so you got store closures, you got layoffs. Look at the layoffs. You know, and layoffs is gonna cause people to be even more crazy than what the hell he already is. Damn. All right, so you got CPS layoff, Chicago Public Schools layoff, 162 employees amid $700 million CPS budget shortfall. Layoffs hit two stalwarts of Boston cybersecurity scene. And you can clearly see it's layoffs hit everywhere. You know, Bay State layoffs cut staff who move patients at Franklin and Noble, which people are going to experience losses in that. Nurses union sues Sturgis Hospital after layoffs. You got layoffs in video games. Look at this. Fire at Grand Rapids warehouse prompts massive layoffs of 200 workers. All right, which is going to affect the economy. All right, so you got the layoffs, the bankruptcies, the store closures. Let me get the bankruptcies. So all just showing you that, you know, as soon as this dollar is going to collapse, man. They've been telling you, know. Look at it. Lucid just report that it's weighing filing for bankruptcy or going private after shares plunge. All right. And like I said, this is something that you can really just do on your own time, and you could be like, wow, you know, this is heavy. Let me see if I can pull up someone going into that Maryland. But yeah, the whole reason that the gas prices is so high is because of that Strait of Hormuz. The whole reason your food prices is so high is because of that Strait of Hormuz. All right, and you know the Neuralink, they still working on it, man. Neuralink competitor Pyridromix, damn, I can't even spell to me, just implanted its first brain chip device. The next step is restoring speech. You see, they already doing it, man. How China's rival to Elon Musk's Neuralink are betting on taking neural tech to mass market with tech. All right, so even China, people say, oh, it's just going to be in America. No, the chip is going to be everywhere. All right, it's going to be worldwide, man. All right. Let me get one more. Neuralink test brain implant approach that is protective layer intact. So all this is just to show you, man, we in those times, man. What is it? National unrest, you know, because you have a lot of people protesting, and they was mad about that dude that got shot by ICE. Growing unrest in the U.S. after second deadly shooting by ICE this week. So this is the second shooting of somebody getting shot by ICE, which is making people, you know, mass protests. All right, so yeah, all these are signs, you know, that something big is about to happen. All right, and you know, your president, he's not gonna tell you, oh yeah, you know, or your Congress, or you know, your government. Nobody's gonna tell you that. You gotta look around and see, like, oh man, you know, things is heating up. You know, damn, there was one more thing I want to figure out. Close out your dollar. All right, so you know I'm not bulling. All right. Dollar sets off following the first U.S. price drop in 6 years, with the U.S. dollar loses reserve status. Okay, well, what will happen if the dollar loses its status? All right. Oh my goodness. What will happen if the dollar collapses? What will happen if the dollar collapses? If the U.S. dollar collapses, the cost of imports will become more expensive. The government won't be able to borrow at current rates and result in a deficit that would need to be paid by increasing taxes and print more. So, it's about to heat up, man. All right, so, you know, I pretty much stated a bunch of stuff. The Lord willing, is still edifying, you know. But hey, man, we almost out of here. You know, you can clearly see it every single day. And I can't damn wait. I cannot wait. You know, but this dollar is on its way out. You know, it's silver unrest everywhere. You know, and people are rising up against one another. So it just goes to show you. Let me give one more scripture for us. Head out of here. Yeah, man, it's we in them times. All right. And World War III is right around the corner. You know, a lot of people are not talking about that. Let me see. Damn. Israel. Iran. No. U.S. My bad. And so, yeah, look. Iran war updates. U.S. launches new attacks after Trump's threats. All right, because Trump was just saying he was going to bomb the hell out of that place. All right. So this is a World War III script for you. It says, the virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish with famine. So in the near future, it's going to be a huge World War III. All right, people are going to be enlisted to go to war overseas. Everybody that gets into World War III, they're not going to come back home. They're going to die over there. Okay, and the scripture basically tells you if you don't get sent to World War III, a lot of the men, they're going to perish just starving to death. So it just goes to show you, man, that this place it's going to be a fucking I mean, excuse my language, it's going to be like Mad Max out here. All right. So, Lord willing, us is edifying, man. You know, we got a bunch of stuff. You know, I played a couple videos. I had way more, but yeah, man, a lot of people is mad about this thing. You know, and it's only going to heat up even more and more. So, with that being said, I want to give all praise, honor, infinite glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakai, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, the Ruwa, the Tifa, the Tallest Truth. Hearty shalom to all the Akim,